Hello and welcome back to Emberclaw, Industrial Dawn, and of course, to RimWorld. This episode, I would like to get 3 things accomplished. I would like everyone to have recon helmets. I would like to start building our ship, and I would like to start building charge weapons. Because I feel a little bit unsafe as it is. Now, we've currently got the last research going. I did do a little bit of math. I'm going to need 3,700 steel, 820 plasteel, 476 uranium, 78 advanced components, 74 gold, and 57 normal components, as well as the persona core that we already have. Now, things are going pretty well at the moment. We just got a brand new recruit here in our prisoner, so we will immediately go into the bio and rename them. I will spin my wheel very, very quickly, and this is going to be Bodacious Bunz. Welcome back to the clan. You are pretty much going to be only doing animal things, but that is okay. In terms of your work assignments, you can do a little bit of doctoring if you want to. You're not terrible at it. I think that'll be okay. Bed rest will be priority 2. Childcare, yeah, sure, you can do that if you really want to. Wardening, yeah, again, you can do that as well. Hunting, I'm not really doing with anyone at the moment, and then otherwise you'll just be priority hauling, cleaning, and delivering. I will also assign you to growing, just in case you run out of things to do, because that doesn't really take any skill to do. You could potentially also cut some stone if you really wanted, but I think it'll be okay without it, so we're going to leave it there. Another thing that I do need to do is go ahead and say stop making simple helmets, and that will be good. And now I think we can just let the game run for a little bit. The only other thing that I do want to change is potentially my long-range mineral scanner, but I think I will leave it to plasteel for the moment. Once we find a chunk of that, I'll switch it over to gold. We already have a steel one found, so I think that'll be okay. Let's just let the game run for a little bit here and make sure everyone gets their appropriate weapons and gear equipped and go from there. Alright, the Johnson Tanaka drive is officially finished, and I think there is one last thing that I would like to research. I was considering getting shields, but we don't actually have any shield cores. I'll keep an eye out for some. If we get some, I will go ahead and research it. But for right now, I would love to get toxic filtration just so that we can make our own kidneys and lungs and replace the ones that are currently missing. Now, with that being said, I would like to go ahead and at the very least design out this ship. So I think I'm going to go 3 down from there, 1 away from there. We'll build 3 structural components, and that will house all of our crypto sleep caskets. We can't place those down yet, but that's just because that hasn't been built. Then we'll get our reactor right on the end. I don't need another reactor. Ship computer core can go there. Sensor cluster can go there. And then we will surround this with engines. Of course that's not even. Okay, well that can go there. And then we'll throw 2 engines down on the bottom. That will work out nicely, but I don't actually want them to start constructing this yet. I just wanted to have a basic plan of where it is going to lie. So that'll be that. The only other thing that is something that I particularly need to do is upgrade my fridge. It's currently overflowing a little bit, so I think getting another little room in here is going to be worthwhile. So I'm going to do exactly that. Throw some doors down, make sure this all works. Let's clear those out and replace them with coolers just to make sure that we can actively cool this thing. And then once they've constructed that, I'll deconstruct this middle wall, floor it all in, and add some more storage, and I think that will be absolutely fine. Now, I would send out a mining party at this stage, but Dragon is currently in their 3rd trimester, and I don't really want to give birth to a child while they're out on a mining mission. So we're going to wait for Dragon to have that baby, and then once that has happened, we'll send out some more mining missions. Alright, toxic filtration is done, and so is our freezer. So, toxic fallout, really? That's so annoying. But they are done. Let's go in here. Let's get rid of the bionic leg and the bionic arm and go ahead and make a detoxifying lung and a detoxifying kidney. I think that is going to be somewhat nice, having all of our people nice and healthy. So that should be queued up. I just want to quickly check that we do have, we don't have any button down shirts available to us at the moment. Medic, could you please go ahead and craft that real quick? Toxic fallout is very annoying because any person or creature not under a roof will be slowly sickened by the toxic dust settling out of the atmosphere. In terms of how I want to deal with that, if we have a look at our clean area, that is all currently under roofs. But I would also like to add this, just so that they can go out and use these deep drills if they want to. I think moving between these areas is okay. Standing out there for too long is a problem. All of our animals will also get toxic fallout, so if we go into zone and say build roof area, I want to build a roof area that goes as far out as it possibly can. Now they won't be able to build that entire thing, but that will at least help out. I mean, we could also go into structure and add a couple of columns over here. If we did something like that, what's that in line with that there, and something like that, I believe, and then sort of line those two up, we should be able to build a much better sized roof for our animals. So let's go and say, if we make that, I don't know, like 18 by 18, we can now also ignore the roof area over here because that is no longer relevant, and that should be okay. And you know what? We could also go ahead and expand this zone out just so that it looks a little bit nicer. I think that'll be all right. Now we need to go ahead and set everyone to be in the clean area only. They will walk between zones, so that is okay, but they will mostly just be inside, which is exactly what I want to see happen. In terms of our mechanators, I believe they can go anywhere they want to without being affected by the toxic fallout, but if not, we'll go ahead and deal with that from there. A lot of our stuff is going to die from poison, but we're not really going to be outside to harvest it anyway, so I am okay with that. We'll just let the game run for a little bit, make sure everything is going okay, and we'll come back from there. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, let me just quickly assign everyone back to unrestricted so that they can put out this fire, and then we'll get everyone back inside. All right, Dragon, you can now please go back inside. Bunz has a go frenzy. Fantastic. They currently can't do a whole lot of work with these animals, but actually they can, because we can expand the clean area to include all of this roof stuff. I'm going to expand it to there and then clear whatever is not currently under a roof. That way we can still work with our animals just a little bit. And I think that will be a good thing to do. All right, and both of our organs have officially been built, so let's go ahead and see who actually needed them. You need a left lung, so let's go ahead and say install detoxifying lung on the left, and you require a kidney, I believe. Yeah, right kidney needs to be installed. Install that on the right, please. Make sure those are correct. I will get you guys to immediately go and rest until healed. Who was the other one? Was it Ruben? I believe it was. Yeah, Ruben, you go ahead and rest until healed as well. We'll send a doctor in to go ahead and install them. And I think that is going to be honestly fantastic. Looks like Marchment is already on that progress. Hopefully these are successful. Looks like the first one was. Marchment apparently had inspired surgery. You now have a detoxifying left lung. Fantastic. Marchment is now consuming a meal and then installing the detoxifying kidney on Miranda. So again, we're going to hope that this goes well. Fantastic. And you now have all of your body parts back and intact. And that should also help you with the toxic fallout if you do end up outside for any particular reason. Amazing. All right, I will clear those out of here so that I don't get confused as to why they were there. We are still working on locust armor. Dragons ran out, but I think everyone else has some, and that is fantastic. Once Dragon is re-equipped with that locust armor, I will go ahead and set up charge rifles, but we have a defoliator ship. That's annoying. It's going to kill all plants in an expanding circle around itself. I really don't want to deal with this in the weather that we currently have, and that is a lot of scythers. 19 scythers. Thankfully, we have jump packs. The only person who currently doesn't have a jump pack is Dragon, so I might keep them out of here. But we should, in theory, be able to take all of our shooters and sort of lure them in, maybe into our kill box. Our turrets should help with that. I think we can deal with this. The only issue is the toxic fallout is going to be particularly annoying, but I'm going to draft these guys. I will say, do not currently fire at will. Let's get you guys in, like, there, say. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're not going to be attacked, hopefully. The plan is to just sort of jump out of their way as much as we possibly can. That is the plan. All right, we're still waiting on Miranda and Ruben. Ruben still has anesthetic wearing off. Miranda does as well. So they're going to be a little bit slow to get there, but mostly we're going to be jumping. The only thing we have to keep in mind is that we have a limited number of jumps. I'm going to say fire at will, and I'm going to say start firing at the one closest to us, I guess, and we'll try and focus fire on these guys as much as we can. Once they get a little bit close, like honestly about there, let's get everyone to jump back as far as you possibly can. Get out of their range. We'll land back down again, and then they'll start coming in again. You are out of range, but everyone please start shooting at them. One down. All right, this is going to be a slow process. I might speed through it just a little bit, but we'll see. All right, we have officially lured them into our kill box. We did take one hit, or maybe two, but they're going to attack our turrets, which will then explode and damage them. So if all we have to do here is repair our turrets, I will be a very happy boy. Looks like we're making pretty decent progress. Dragon is coming out to do some mining, but that should be fine. I think it's just the one left. Oh no, there's still a couple left over here, which is actually kind of irritating. Okay, how do I want to deal with that? I mean, I could maybe lure them with one of my melee guys. That might not be the worst idea. Who is the most well-rested and happiest of you? That would be you. How is your movement speed? It's a little bit lower than I'd like it to be. You're a little bit low. You're a little bit low. I mean, we could run out there with Hoff, but that seems like a bad idea. Dragon, how are you looking? Yeah, definitely not. Okay. The other option is to bombard them, or we just run out there and hope that we can take them out in time. And I think I'm going to go with that option. So I'll draft everyone back over to here. That will disable the force slowdown for a second, and as soon as they get out here, we should, in theory, be able to start shooting because they're going to come in. Hopefully we can take them out sort of one at a time. That would be very nice to see. Let's get everyone shooting at you. And that should hopefully draw the attention of the other ones. It looks like it has. And we should be able to deal with these guys relatively easily. We do still have one jump left if we need it in an emergency, but I honestly think we'll be able to manage this just fine. Yeah, they're not even getting close. All right, let's move up a little bit, get these last two. All right, everyone stop there and continue to shoot. One down, one more down in just a second there, and then we'll come up here and destroy the ship. That went better than I expected it would. If I do say so myself, that was a brilliant plan. All right, let's get this ship dealt with and get everyone back inside where it is not poisonous. How is everyone doing in terms of toxicness? Well, you're fine because you have a detoxifying lung. Initial toxic buildup, that's absolutely okay with me. Yeah, mostly just initial, so I'm absolutely okay with that. Let's get everyone undrafted, get them back inside, and we should be happy and ready to go. Alright, Dragon is in labor. Let's get them resting until healed. Hopefully they make it there without having to be rescued. And they do, and we can officially gather for childbirth, 85% expected quality. Let's do it, as I'll spin my wheel right about now to see who this is going to be. Fingers crossed for a healthy baby. Healthy childbirth, successful. Let's go ahead and name that baby. And this is going to be, spinning the wheel, this is going to be Master Sting. Welcome to the clan. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you guys would like your very own name in the game, go ahead and join as a Golden Panda member or above. That has been successful. Let's go ahead and say urgent feeding for Levi. Matthew has inspired taming. We don't care about that. And shields is complete. I decided to do it anyway, just in case we ever do find a shield core, we can actually go ahead and make those. But I think that will be a good thing to have. I think that is where I'm going to end the research though. And we're just going to leave the research benches unoccupied. I mean, of course we could finish all of the researches, but I just don't see the point, really. Long blades, we could make warhammers. Yeah, probably not. Hydroponics, auto doors, fire foam, all nice things, but all things that I don't think we really need. To be completely honest with you, I think we'll be okay without them. And yeah, I don't think I need anything else in here. So research is going to stay as it is for the moment. I will let Dragon get healed up and then I'll start sending them out on mining parties. And we get a group of hungry alpha beavers. That is just annoying. Thankfully, it doesn't look like it's too many. We got a wildlife. Yeah, that's not too bad. All right, I guess we're going to have to draft everyone up again. Get you outside in the toxic buildup once again. And see if we can make this work. I will get the melee pawns in the front. And we'll just start shooting at these guys. I don't think they pose much of a threat whatsoever. This also probably isn't strictly necessary. I think we have all the wood we could ever possibly need. But they're a little bit annoying. So let's go ahead and start shooting. All right, now I'm hoping that toxic fallout only affects the current tile, because I would like to send a caravan out to do some mining. We also have these, steel 1220, gold, and steel. It could be worth sending everyone out. Unfortunately, we have a baby at the moment that we have to think about, so let's go for the plasteel first. We'll come back and grab the steel on the way home. Let's send a caravan out to there. That's going to be 1.3 days, and this is going to be the usual crew, which includes, if I can find any of them, Matthew, Miranda, Dragon, and Ueli are going to go out and do some mining out there. We will take all of the animals that can carry absolutely anything. That should be fantastic. Items, I will still go ahead and take some components, although I'm thinking we might be able to carry it all by ourselves. I will also take 150 chem fuel just to be safe. Apparently we only have 145 chem fuel, but that's fine. We'll take that with us. Travel supplies is going to be like 600 hay, I think will be fine. And then basically all of our packaged survival meals. 7 days of food should be more than enough, and we will take, I don't know, like 10 medicine with us, just to be safe. Travel time is 0.7 days. I'm hoping that they don't get toxic buildup while they're out there. I don't think they do. I think this is localized to the map. I think, but I'm not 100% sure. I guess we're about to find out. They are leaving now, and we'll catch up with them once they get to their destination. All right, we are officially buying our first Zeus hammers, 2 of them to be exact, as well as the tech print for specialized limbs. I don't know if I'll use that, but I thought it might be fun to have just in case. So I will accept that trade. That should all land down here. Our hauling bots will go ahead and bring those inside, and then let's get Layfield to go ahead and apply that tech print and see what we can do with it. So specialized limbs is right up here, and that will allow us to make the drill arm, the field hand, and the power claw. Drill arm will give us 20% armor penetration with melee, but it also gives 70% increase in deep drilling speed and 160% increase in mining speed. So that might be good to give to some of these guys who are currently out and about. It does slow them down a little bit, but that is sort of just is what it is. We also have 160% working speed with the field hand. I don't think that one is as necessary. Our farmers seem to be doing pretty good as it is. And then for the power claw, it's basically just a melee weapon, right? Probably won't use that either, but I am tempted to make some drill arms for these guys. Whether or not all of them would get one, I'm not 100% sure. If we have a look at their stats, which I can't do until they get to their destination, we'll take a look at whether or not that might be worth it. But that is what it is for now. I will go ahead and research it just because we can. And I have a whole bunch of people idle at the moment because we're stuck inside. But yeah, I think that'll be good. These guys are now officially at their location. And let's have a look at their stats. You have 13 mining. You're also doing construction, so moving, and you're melee, so I don't really want to slow you down. I guess it would be fine. You are doing plants at home. But again, that's probably fine. You're also intellectual, and we're not researching anymore anyway. You have cooking. I mean, yeah, you can have it too, honestly. Let's just give all of these guys drill hands. For now, let's go ahead and mine that vein, set up a quick little caravan hitching spot over here, as well as let's just do 4 double beds. That way they can figure it out themselves. And they should get this done relatively quickly, and then we'll move on to the steel chunk that is at the other location. Don't forget to undraft them. That is very important. Oh, and I must have missed it, but the toxic fallout is now clear, so we can set everyone back to the unrestricted and safe areas. We also have a quest for peace talks with the Wege Alliance, and I am tempted. They are currently Neanderthal tribe at -92. Whether or not we want to is another story. I'm not particularly scared of their raids as they are a Neanderthal tribe, but if we did peace talks and then sent them some gifts, we could pretty easily get them to be an ally, and they would potentially help us if we get raided by someone else, which might be worth doing. It also might be worth making the Shattered Empire an ally as well, just so that we can get as much help as we possibly can once this ship is actually built and we are ready to take off. So that is definitely something to consider. Our arms are officially ready to be made as well if we want them. Where is that? That is not in that. I swear it finished, right? It definitely finished. Where do I build these things? This is at a machining table, apparently. Okay. So if we wanted to make them, Power Claw is not the one that I wanted. I wanted the drill arm. That's only 60 steel and 8 components. Yeah, sure. Why not? Make 4 of those, and we'll get those installed on our miners when they come back, if they're made by that point. If not, then that'll be fine. 54 Fennec Foxes. That is just an absurd amount of foxes. But sure, let's get everyone in the safe zone. We don't have all of our people, so this could be potentially scary, but we at least have 2 melee people left. Let's get everyone drafted. All of our ranged units can go into our kill box. Our melee units can go out here, and I'm hoping that they do filter themselves in here and we can deal with them relatively quickly. It looks like that is going to be the case. Our turrets should be doing a decent amount of work here as well. But honestly, grenades at this point would probably be worth getting. Just to deal with the sheer amount of these things. Honestly, I don't see this being too much of a problem. They are getting a little bit close for my liking, so I will retreat into my melee room. And yeah, this should go relatively quickly. We'll run it at 2 times speed just to get this over with. But I don't see us getting too many injuries from these guys. The biggest problem that we're going to have is all of the rot. So let's actually get these guys to retreat back to here, these guys to retreat back to here, so that, you know, we're not rotting inside there with all of those dead animals. And is that it? I think that's it. Let's just quickly check on the wildlife tab. Yep, they should all bleed out. Now, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Undraft everybody. I'm going to say schedule safe does not include that, so that's fine. And instead, we can say mechs, you're allowed to go in there and hopefully clear some of this out before it becomes too much of a problem. All right, with our drill hands done and our miners coming back home, I think now is as good a time as any to start building ourselves some charge rifles. And I would like to say do until you have, let's say 4, because I would like quite a bunch of these. I'm going to say 51% or above, normal to legendary quality, anyone with crafting skill level 12 or higher maybe? Let's have a look at our crafters. You currently have 18, you have 15, so yeah, 12 or above should be absolutely fine. Make 4 or more. Do that last because I would definitely like locust armor and recon helmets to be re-upped if we do run out of them. And that should be fine. And yeah, the only other thing that I do need to do is increase the amount of advanced components that we're getting, because eventually I will need 78 of them. I think I will just increase it to 30 for now because they can slowly build them as we're building the rocket, but that should, in theory, be fine. Now, these require plasteel components and advanced components. Is there anything in here that I can build that won't hurt to, you know, just get out of the way? 6 advanced components. Yeah, we could probably allow that. Let's allow that as well. And that's 6 advanced components. Yeah, that's too much plasteel for me at the moment. I think we need to do a couple of more plasteel runs before we get to that stage. So these guys should be back soon. We'll set them up with their drill hands and then we'll send them right back on out once we find a little bit of gold. They have ran out of food, but they are very, very close to getting back. So I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. And as we start building up, we do have a mechanoid cluster coming in. It looks huge. I'm hoping that's mostly walls. Okay, you have a high shield, which I definitely want to deconstruct for the shield core. But otherwise, you just have a bunch of berthas. So the sooner we deal with this, the better it's going to be. We do have smoke, so we can hide behind that for, you know, dealing with the turrets. There are also a couple of unstable power cells. I would prefer to not destroy them because I would like the things that I get from deconstructing the high shield. I think I would prefer that over anything else. Now, this has a countdown activator for 21 hours, so we want to do this as soon as possible. It also has a mech drop beacon, so there's a chance that more mechs will drop on top of us. But looking at everything else here, I think we'll generally be okay. Yeah, we just need to try and not damage those at all. So let's get everyone drafted to start with. And I will bring them out to... Actually, no. Also, Levy is carrying a baby. I definitely don't want that to happen. Let's quickly just undraft everyone again. And jump into our weapons here. And say, sort by shooting, please. Make sure everyone has something, which is good. And then, oh, I forgot that I had the Zeus hammers as well. So we definitely want to get them equipped. Let's get one on Dragon and let's get one on Ueli. They have the best melee. Well, actually, no. Nannon has the best melee skill after that. And then I would like the smoke launcher on someone who's competent at shooting, but not the best. So that's going to go to Medic. And then their assault rifle will go down to Bunz because it is a little bit better. So we'll grab that assault rifle, throw that on Bunz. And that should be pretty much everything dealt with and ready to go as soon as Bunz actually picks that up. Come on, Bunz. What are you doing? You can do it. There you go. All right, perfect. Now let's assign all of our mechs to the safe zone so they don't come out with us. Let's get all of these guys and set them back to their original things. Get these guys and draft them up and see if we can't deal with this in somewhat of a nice manner. So let's get everyone. I want them in a group because I want to hide behind smoke. So, I mean, how close do we get? I imagine we can get relatively close. Let's go to there. I think that is where I feel the safest. We don't have any unstable power cells visible to our guns from here, so that should be okay. We can deal with this mech capsule before we deal with anything else. I think that's going to be good. So we'll let everyone wander on down. Miranda's a little bit slow. Why are you so slow? 55% moving. Oh, are you high on Psychite T? Is that why? It must be, right? Yeah, stoned on Smoke Leaf. And high on Psychite. Alright, you are officially here. Let's firstly get Medic to go ahead and lay down smoke right on top of us, I guess. Let's do it one forward. I think that'll be okay. And then we'll get everyone else. I'll throw Medic at the end so that I don't select them as well. Everyone else can just wait until Medic's done that. Perfect. And now we can start shooting at this first, I think. Sting is also here. That is not ideal. Bunz, you're terrible at shooting, so go ahead and carry Sting and get them out of here. Let's go ahead and jump. Get you out of there, because I definitely don't want that to be a thing. Alright, and then we need to get Dragon to go ahead and jump to there. Nannon, go ahead and not undraft, but please jump to there. And that way we can stun them. They will be shot by other things, but that's okay. Something is exploding. That's just the turret. I don't think that has a huge radius when it blows up. Alright, we have another one coming in. Okay, so the drop beacon must have activated. Bunz, can you please be undrafted at this point and just take the baby back inside? That's doing okay. Nannon, I would love for you to jump on them before they cause us too much harm. Perfect. Is anyone else alive down here? Dragon's in there. Okay, apparently you're attacking a Lancer. I don't see them. Is there a Lancer in here that's alive? I don't think there is, but there might be. Let's get Nannon to go ahead and jump on this. And just melee attack the slug turret. That should stun it because it does have a Zeus hammer. You can go ahead and jump here to protect everyone. Perfect. That's done. Nannon is down somehow. I don't quite know how that happened. This didn't even blow up. What'd you get downed by? Nothing can see you unless this shot you. Surely that's not the case, right? What happened? Fourth toe got cut off. Bruise. Okay, I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but sure. Apparently Nannon is now down. Well, if that's the case, let's get these guys to... Actually, all of the ranged people, go ahead and keep shooting at that. Dragon can just stay there for a second. I might move them out of the way so that they don't get friendly fired. But that is down. Now we'll get all of our ranged people to shoot at this turret, which can now see Dragon, which is kind of annoying. Dragon, you come back down here for a second. Alright, that's done. Alright, now it's pretty much just cleanup, right? We can use... If we go over here, we drop another smoke, we can run in there. I think that's the plan. Nannon's fine, honestly. Ruben's fine. Let's get everyone that's over here to run down this way. I will turn off fire at will again. There are enemies on the map still. Looks like they're running into our thing over here, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, but I think it'll be okay. We could go up there with everyone and deal with that, but I think I would rather just deal with all of this for now. What is shooting? What was that? What was that? Okay, apparently that's shooting at us now. That's fine. Let's go ahead and get this smoke down right about there. Perfect. And then we can take all of our ranged units, throw them in the middle of that smoke. They shouldn't be shot at by these turrets. And then we can turn back on fire at will and start firing at that while we go and check what is happening up here. Alright, one is coming in. Hopefully they're dealt with by our turrets. We only have 2 turrets left, so this could be a little bit sketchy. But I think they will go down. These guys are going to be more of a problem though, I think. Who do we still have in here? We have Hoff. We have Bunz, who isn't really good at anything. Okay, I think we're just going to leave it for now. We'll keep shooting at all of this stuff. I definitely want to get these berthas down. All the turrets are now down, which is fantastic. Let's just do this, and then we'll run back up. Yeah. Alright, perfect. You go there. You guys start heading back into here, please. Just in case we need you. Let's set them up in a line there. I'm hoping these guys will just get shot at and die, but if they don't, we'll at least have a backup plan there. And you guys continue shooting at the stuff that is around. Can we just deconstruct these? No. right, that's done. And now I believe the rest of this can just be deconstructed. Perfect. All right. Let's unforbid all. You guys can start making your way back up here as well, just in case we need it, but I don't think we will. This guy should die to our turrets. Perfect. All right, that means everyone can now be undrafted. I forgot that Nannon was down, but someone should go ahead and grab them, and we can mark all of this to be deconstructed. Schedule, everyone is unrestricted. Mechs are now unrestricted, and I will call that a win. Miranda, can you please rescue Nannon? Please. Thank you. All right, I'll let the game run for a little bit longer. And that is exactly what we're looking for, a shield core. Now, we can only make one shield out of that, but it's better than nothing. And I'm not sure which to build. Whether to build, if I look for shield, nope, that's not the right table. Probably in here. Yeah, shield. I don't know whether I want shield belts on my melee pawns, or if I want a shield low pack that we can just protect everyone with. Oh, well, shield belts don't actually require a shield core. I did not realize that. Okay, well, in that case, I would like shield belts. Do until you have 2. That way we can get one for everyone. And then we will go ahead and make the low shield pack. Our drill arms are also complete, so let's go ahead and get everyone that goes mining, set them up for an operation. Now, you don't have any injuries on your hands, so it doesn't really matter which hand we add this on. Let's go for your left. Why not? Ueli can also get one. You have a cut off left thumb, so let's go for your left arm, left shoulder. Perfect. Matthew has a shot off left index finger, so let's go for the left shoulder there as well. And then Miranda has 2 things cut off her right hand, so let's go for the right shoulder on you. And that should be fantastic. They should do that automatically. I don't think I have to manage it, and I don't honestly think anything will go wrong. Our medics are pretty skilled at what they do, so that is fantastic. Once they are all installed and everyone is healed back up again, I will go ahead and send them out to that gold deposit that we just found, and then I'm going to switch this back over to plasteel for the moment. And I said that I didn't think anything would go wrong, but it did. Quality was 98%. Surgeon -12. Yeah, wow. So basically we had perfect quality. There's just a 2% chance that it doesn't work. That is a little bit unfortunate. How are you looking? You also are missing a lung. When did that happen? Did that happen when we tried to replace your hand? I hope not. I hope not, but it might have. Or we just lost it in that fight there. Okay, I guess we're going to have to make another drill arm and try and install that. We'll also go ahead and queue up another detoxifying lung. Yeah. Whoops. Detoxifying lung, please. I will get that at the top of the list. And over here, I will say, please go ahead and make me another... Was it in here? I'm pretty sure the drill arm was in here. Yeah. Another drill arm, please. Do that ahead of the shield belt. That'll be fine. And we'll get Miranda all fixed up again. Alright, Miranda's drill arm is complete. I am going to leave that though until we have the detoxifying lung as well, and we'll just do both in one foul swoop. That way we don't have the anesthetic twice, and I think that will be good. I'm mostly just waiting for Nannon to get up so that I can re-equip them with the Zeus hammer. And then we can also do the Pulse of the Clan once they're up, because I would like everyone to attend if they can. Does Nannon just have so much pain that they can't get up? Is this mangled scar really causing them that much strife? And is there anything we can do about it? I don't imagine there's a bionic brain. I don't think there is. Cochlear implant? That's just hearing, so that's not going to help me. There is a chance. There is a chance that Nannon will just not get up. they're still somehow controlling all of their bots from their hospital bed. But I don't know that he's going to get up from this. She's going to get up from this, I should say. I will just keep an eye on this. Their pain's only at medium, so if these start to go up, I'll be happy. But if they don't, I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I think I will go ahead and hold this Pulse of the Clan without Nannon. It's still going to be 100%. They aren't going to be able to take part, and these numbers don't seem to be moving. So this Mangled Scar might be doing things that I don't want it to. I will keep an eye on them. If you guys could let me know in the comments, that would be fantastic. That was a fun Pulse of the Clan, and I believe we can now reform our ideology. I'm not actually 100% sure. No, we need 12. Never mind. All right, so that's done. Our pen animals are hungry. I guess they just need to wait for all this to grow up. We're going to have to do the exact same thing that we did last time this happened and throw a little bit of kibble in one of these fridges. That should be fine. We have some rare thrombos. I don't believe anyone has the ability to do that. No one has inspired taming. There is a chance that Bunz could tame them manually though. So, I mean, worth a shot. There is no chance that they attack back if we do this. So I'm just going to say, try and tame all the thrombos. If we can get some thrombos, amazing. If not, it's fine. All right, those things are all now complete for Miranda. So let's go ahead and turn that off. And let's say, nope, don't self-tend. I would like you to install a left lung, please. Install detoxified lung left and a right hand. Right shoulder drill arm. Perfect. Miranda, I will micromanage this, rest until healed, and then select our best surgeon, which is apparently Marchment. They don't have any inspired things at the moment. So let's just go ahead. Okay, Layfield wants to do it. You have 15.23. Layfield is not better. So let's go ahead and use Marchment, prioritize the operation, and fingers crossed these ones go a little bit better than the other ones did. First one is a success. You now have a drill arm installed and you have a lung installed. You're now back to normal. You are just a little bit sedated from the anesthetic. You should be fine. And Nannon, still no sign of life. That is very unfortunate. Okay, I did some brief Googling. We have a growth moment for Hoth, but I want to deal with this first. So Nannon has the scar on their brain, right? And from what I've found, Biosculpting pods, the Scarless gene, remove brain, Luciferium, or Mechanite serum, I think, can fix it. I would like to try the Biosculpting pod to fix it. I think we have the resources to do it at the moment. We just need to go ahead and actually unlock it. And that is right there. So we'll start that research. I think that'll be good. Hoff has had a growth moment, which is amazing. We get 3 skills for them to have a passion for. So we didn't quite get to the last stage there, but that's okay. I would like them to be good at crafting for sure. I would love them to be good at cooking as well, but unfortunately that is not an option. So I think I will go for social and shooting as our skills there. And for some reason they're not showing up over here, but I'm okay with that. And then in terms of the trait we want to give them, none of these are particularly good. Psychically dull is probably the least bad. Yeah. Trigger happy as well. Shoots faster, is less accurate. I think I will go for trigger happy. Shooting faster seems like a good deal for me. So that is fantastic. All right, Hoff is now grown up a little bit more, and apparently they equipped one of our shield belts. I need to fix that. So manage apparel policies. Anything cannot have a shield belt, please. Melee pawns absolutely can. They should not have a low shield, though. That should be reserved for our ranged pawns. I think that should fix that problem. Everyone will get exactly what they need, and that is fantastic. Next thing to do is to go ahead and tell Hoff what they can and can't do. So I can set you to rescuing and firefighting. Absolutely want you to do that. But then I would also like you to start tailoring. I'm going to set that to priority 3. And I'm going to say bills. Make kid shirt forever should be set to any person under the skill of 12 now, because 12 is now our minimum. I would like that to happen. I could make these out of cloth, but I'm just going to stick with the leathers for now. I think that'll be okay. And Hoff should learn to do that relatively quickly, which will be absolutely amazing. I don't know if I can set Hoff to cook yet. No, I cannot. Oh, well, I can. All right. No, I'm going to leave you on tailoring for now. I think that'll be fine. And we will go from there. Oh, biosculpting. Yeah, that's being researched. We'll come back once that's done. Alright, biosculpting is now complete, but I also believe we need bioregeneration to actually get that to work. And we have muscle parasites on Nannon, Sting, and Marchman. Fantastic. Nannon won't really care because they're basically brain dead at the moment. Marchman also has muscle parasites, and Sting does as well. They also have major food poisoning, so they're not going to be very happy for a while, but they should all get treated nice and quickly, and they should be okay. And we have an infestation coming in over here. Let's go ahead and deal with that as quickly as we possibly can. The only problem with that is we currently only have one melee pawn available to us. Medic is also still wielding a smoke launcher, which is not what I want. Let's get you an assault rifle, and let's sort by shooting and give our next best pawn, Marchman, our newly created charge rifle. Let me just double check that we don't have any more laying around. I'll let the game run for a little bit. We'll see where these guys pop out and how many of them there are, and then we'll decide whether we want to deal with them now or let them mine a bunch of this out before we go out there, and maybe they'll find some steel, but they will also probably reproduce in that time. Now, the question is, I mean, we could probably door block over here pretty easily. I think I will get it done. Let's just make sure everyone has the right equipment first, and then we will draft everyone up, get them over here. I will say, please, where is it? Please, 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 please. Don't fire at will. That's the button I was looking for. And we'll figure this out. Now, the only problem with doing that is, do you have a shield belt on? You do. It will stop us shooting over the top of you. So let's get you to drop that real quick. And then get you to come over here. I think that'll work out better. Alright, everyone please stay back a little bit so that we can take these guys out a little bit more methodically. And yeah, how do we want to do this? Do we just come down here and see how it goes? I think that's the plan for now. Let's get Levi up here. They should at least be able to block a lot of that. And then these guys can now fire at will. And we can shoot that far, which is good. They should start coming down now. If we need to, everyone does have a shield, has a jump pack, so we can jump away and do this as slowly or as quickly as we'd like to. But I think we'll be able to deal with a good chunk of these guys. Some of them look like they're going for our base, which is a little bit scary. Actually, a lot of them look like they're going for our base, which is kind of interesting, actually. And assuming that we can take these ones down, this one shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's just get Levi to take that out there. And then these guys are going to run up here. So let's go ahead and meet them. Well, let's go this way first. At least we can maybe shoot at some of them that are running away. Or maybe draw them back in. Let's get Levi back up the front if they aren't already, which they are not. And we'll take these guys out nice and slowly, nice and methodically. I will probably speed through this a little bit. They might end up in our base. But I think that's okay. They shouldn't be able to do too much damage. And we have some turrets there that can help out as well. So at this point, now that they're all in here, let's get everyone back inside. Seems to be doing okay for now. Our turrets are doing good jobs. Perfect. Alright, we might not even have to come in here, to be fair. let's get Levi undrafted. Let's get all of our ranged pawns back into here so that we can take out these hives. And then that should be fine because these guys are now officially down. As long as they don't get back up, which they might. You might get back up. Can I say force shoot that? No, I cannot. Fantastic. Well, if they do get back up, the turrets should activate again and that'll be fine, I think. All right, let's get this all cleared out. We have arrived at our plasteel location. I did not expect that to happen so quickly, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and start mining this out. I'll set this up and we'll come back once all those insects are dealt with. We have been ambushed by 5 rats. I have a feeling we'll be okay. Let's go ahead and draft these guys up. Let's get them to meet them about halfway. Say about there. Make sure that our melee units are... Well, actually, let's get them off to the side a little bit so that we can shoot through them. Actually, can we shoot through these shield belts? That is my question. It looks like we can. Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, Caravan Battle 1. Fantastic. Let's just reform that, send them on back home. No real danger there. We are coming back with 452 plasteel, which is always nice to see. I don't really want to take the rats with me, so we'll leave it at that. Alright, we have some more enemies on the map. 14 enemies to be precise. A raid coming in from the Oxzel Mech Hive. This is all Scythers, which is the perfect raid that I want to go up against. So this way we can just pretty simply... Well, I'm not even going to draft Levy yet. Let's just leave him to sleep for a little bit longer. Get our shooting pawns up there. Why are they going towards the bottom? Oh, are they preparing? I did not realize they were preparing. Okay, we'll leave them for a second. They'll prepare. I'll come back once they start attacking us. And honestly, I don't see them being too much of an issue whatsoever. I believe this has all been fixed up as well. So yeah, they really shouldn't stand much of a chance against the weapons that we currently have. All right, they are beginning their assault. Let's get all of our ranged units drafted. Put them up here. We have 4 charge rifles currently, which is lovely. And... we can do this at 2 times speed. They're going to attack our turrets and we can pretty simply just shoot them down. I really don't mind if they attack those turrets even a little bit. And that is everyone dead. Perfect. Undraft everyone, call that a win, and move on with our day. Alright, so good news and bad news. Bioregeneration is officially finished. But in order to start that cycle, we require 2 Glitter World medicine, and I do not believe we have any. So we need to keep an eye out for that. Yeah, that's basically the end of that story. I was also just waiting for 50 package survival meals to be cooked so that we could send our team back out to go mine some more. So we will go ahead and do that. I'm going to do the plasteel first. I actually don't think we need that gold, so I'm just going to leave it there for now. But this is going to be our mining team: Matthew, Dragon, Miranda, and Ueli. All of our bison, as per usual. And that should be absolutely fine. We're not going to need any travel supplies, any items, I should say. But I will go ahead and send them with a whole bunch of hay, a little bit of medicine, as well as all of our packaged survival meals, which will give them 7.5 days worth of food. Perfect. With them about to head out, I think I will call the episode here. I did plan to build this ship today, but that is going to have to be in the very next episode. There's probably only 2 episodes left. We'll build this ship next episode. We will fight the waves of enemies the episode after that, and then this series will come to an end. It's been a good time, but we're not done yet. So if you guys are enjoying the series, make sure to go ahead and leave a like and a comment for the sake of engagement. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Consider becoming a Golden Panda member if you would like your name in the game, or becoming a member of a regular level to just get early access to all of the videos. But until next time, happy building, happy surviving. Bye, guys.